It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yeah, man, I was about to say, all of those homes are going to need some form of reliable and sustainable energy to run them. And so it's very exciting to know that South Africa is celebrating all things science this week with National Science Week, a countrywide campaign to not only celebrate our scientific achievements and innovations, but also to encourage South Africa's youth to pursue a career in science and become the next big technological visionaries. And with us in studio to talk about this year's theme and what we can expect is the Minister of Science and Technology, Minister Naledi Pandor. So good to always have you here, and it's always so exciting to be talking about what is happening in the Department of Science and Technology, and more specifically now, National Science Week. So, Minister, why is this week so important, and what activities does the department have lined up?
Well, good morning, and I'm really happy to be here. The National Science Week involves a wide range of activities at our various science centres, in schools, in
just a moment, Minister. I think we're just having some difficulties in terms of technicalities, and I'm going to pass you over this mic, and if you wouldn't mind just holding on to it. I'm sorry if you may begin your answer again.
Yes, well, National Science Week is a week in which we have a range of activities at a number of institutions throughout the country. It involves around 72 institutions in South Africa, and really what we're trying to do is take science out to the community, to introduce the people of South Africa to the capacity in science and technology that we have in the country, to our top scientists, so top young achievers who've done really well with their research and innovation, as well as to attract more and more school children into studying mathematics, physical science, life sciences.
Yeah. And of course, I mean, those are the subjects that usually strike fear into the hearts of youngsters at school, science and mathematics. So how does one then go to try and turn that around? Obviously, you can't make the syllabus any easier.
Firstly, we make science fun.
Yes.
So we have exhibitions, and we engage young people with science. So they participate in experiments, and we show them that actually science is your everyday life. And if you asked to make a cup of tea, if you make it with water that's not boiled, it's really horrible tea, and it boils at a certain temperature.
Yes.
That's science. So we try and make it fun. If you put certain things in Coke, it's going to explode out of the bottle. If you drink it, it's doing something inside your body. So, it's really making science part of everyday life. And also telling people that actually you know a lot of science, but because you're not thinking in a scientific way, you believe science is a mythical mystery.
Wow, that's actually very true.
And what we're trying to do is just engage the public, get them interested in science. We invite parents especially to our events because we'd like them to support their children to do well in these gateway subjects. And we put in the head of children that science and maths are gateway subjects. They open up
the world,
doors to you, and if you don't have them, you are actually closing the gate for yourself.
And what's exciting for me is the theme that you have this year, which is light and light-based technology. So why did you decide on this as a theme?
Well, fortunately, science is a very global activity. People don't realize this. Part of our work is partnerships across the world. The United Nations sets a scientific theme every year, and all member nations have a duty to have activities related to the theme. So light and light technologies has been chosen by the UN as the theme for 2015. It relates to the science of photonics. So, what we see here, which looks extremely bright and clever with Expresso written in different colors, is related to light technology. So we're really trying to give life to the UN theme and be part of the world community's celebration of science and scientists.
Yeah. And just to shed some light on how, in terms of government, the department is trying to fight unemployment rather, and the role that science and technology plays in making the future of South African youth a bit more certain, if you will.
Well, there are a range of things that we do. Firstly, you must train in science and technology. Then we encourage you to be innovative. We're trying to build new entrepreneurs. We're encouraging young people through mobile laboratories where they can develop their own apps to become entrepreneurs, managing their own applications on mobile delivery systems. We also are providing access to high-level equipment to small and medium-sized enterprises. You know, if you want to do 3D technology and produce a product of high refinement, you can't always afford to buy the machinery. So we have 29 stations throughout the country with high-level equipment that any innovator can approach the institution to use. That helps them to develop high-level products, and then they can compete in international tendering and contracts, or with big contractors like your Transnet. Some of our state-owned corporations often issue big contracts, which medium-sized enterprises can't participate in because they don't have the technology access, they don't have the know-how. We provide that so that they can participate, then they create more jobs. At the basic level, we do fascinating things. There's a community which I'd love Expresso to go and see, out in Limpopo, in a village called Ngowangowa. In this village, every household has an avocado tree, a marula tree, and a mango tree. But the people, each season, when there's fruit, they eat it, throw away the fruit. It rots because it's in abundance. We realized here's an opportunity. Let's bring science and technology to this community. Let's help them develop a manufacturing plant where they, working with high-end equipment and with the support of quality biochemists, actually produce juice, dried fruit, and export it to retailers all over the world. This community is thriving through science. That's the kind of stuff that we can do.
Wow, we definitely need to cover this story and find out a bit more about it. But thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have more with the Minister a little bit later on. In fact, you too can get involved in National Science Week until the 8th of August. Go to the Department of Science and Technology's website to find out about an event near your area. We are about to take a short break and we'll be right back.